Nightingale sat at the far end of the bench from her. "Long time no see, Mrs. Stedman. You're looking well." She smiled. "Everyone looks well up here, Jack. We can't bring our ailments up with us. Where are you now?" "Tennessee," said Nightingale. "In trouble again, and in need of your help again." She smiled. "And you know I'll always help you. Now, just relax and tell me everything you know." Nightingale looked into her eyes and frowned. There were no pupils, no irises, just dark pools of impenetrable blackness. A feeling of dread washed over him. Something was wrong. Something was very wrong. She seemed to sense his hesitation and smiled, except it was more of a snarl than a smile, and the parting of her thin lips revealed yellow, sharpened teeth. Whoever had joined him on the astral plane, it wasn't Mrs. Stedman. He started to get up, but as he moved his arm was clutched in a grip like steel. He looked down to see a wrinkled claw of a hand fastened onto it, the fingernails long and yellow, like the talons of a raptor. He cried out in pain, trying vainly to break the grip with his left hand. The old woman gave a hideous laugh, and Nightingale stared at her in horror. Mrs. Stedman's friendly features had disappeared, and in their place were those of an even older woman, her skin paper-thin and horribly lined, dark patches under her eyes, and the light of madness shining from them. She wore the same tweed overcoat and purple headscarf that he remembered from the last time he'd seen her. The pursed, bloodless lips parted, and the voice that spoke was little more than a whisper. "Edward! Edward!" rasped the woman. "Stay with me! Stay with me!" Despite himself, tears sprung to Nightingale's eyes at the sight of Rebecca Keeley, the birth mother he'd never known, and who had thought him dead until the final day of her life. "Rebecca! Mum! Stop it, let go!" he stuttered. "I can't stay here." "You must, Edward," she said, using the name she'd wanted to give to the child she'd been told was stillborn. "I lost you for so long. Now stay with me. Stay forever." Her grip tightened on his arm. Nightingale closed his eyes, trying desperately to focus on some kind of reality. Whatever this thing was, it couldn't be Mrs. Stedman or Rebecca Keeley, but its purpose was clear. To keep him here until what? Nightingale had no idea how long a person could remain on the astral plane with his body empty of its essence and consciousness. He assumed it wasn't possible indefinitely. He needed to get back. He opened his eyes wide and stared into the old wrinkled face. "You are not my mother," he said, stressing every word. "Let me go." He tore frantically at the clawed hand holding his arm and stood up. The figure of Rebecca Keeley shimmered and lost focus as he managed to pull his arm away. He ran back in what seemed to be the direction he'd come from. Behind him, he could hear the old woman start to scream, as if she was being burned at the stake. The same anguished screaming he remembered from the first time he'd met her. A wrecked, a ruined figure in a Basingstoke care home. Nightingale kept running, though he had no idea where he was heading. He just knew he needed to get away. "Where are you off to in such a hurry, Birdman?" Nightingale stopped running and looked up at the huge, shaven-headed black man who stood in his path. He was dressed in a blue Nike tracksuit. With a grey padded jacket on top, he was also holding a Glock pistol, pointed unwaveringly at Nightingale's chest. "T-Bone," said Nightingale. "In person, Birdman. As much in person as anyone could be who had had his guts ripped out on your account." He grinned, showing a gold tooth. You know that wasn't me."